So today, I'm gonna be cooking some chuck roast. My wife saw a recipe on Facebook, and of course, she tells me, I want you to make this. Hey yo, this is Dash. Best cart ever. So I'm looking for 2 even pieces. There's 2 even pieces right there. Let's take that home. All right, so you guys saw me pick up this chuck roast. I got it from Sam's. It was $4.98 a pound, which isn't too bad. I mean, this is a pretty big piece of meat, or 2 pieces of meat. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna season these with some salt, some pepper, some granulated garlic, and I'm waiting for the big green egg to come up to temperature. So me being me, I started the big green egg. I started Sammy before I went to Sam's, but also me being me, I did not open the daisy wheel. So the smoker is not up to temperature. I ran right to Sam's, ran right back home in hopes that I could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Yeah, that didn't work out as planned. So I am going to check the smoker. When I got back in the house, I left the the dome open, the top open, in hopes of getting some more heat in here faster. And it's getting more air, so it seems to be working. So I'm gonna let this sit open for a few more moments, and then I'm gonna get my chuck roast seasoned, and I'll get it out here on Sammy, and we'll start this cook. Alright, so we are not quite there yet. You know, why is it that whenever you need a grill to hurry up and come up to temperature, it never does? It is 3:30 in the afternoon, and I started this whole fiasco an hour and a half ago trying to get this thing started so I would be able to have dinner maybe about 6 o'clock. So now I'm pressed for time. I'm gonna be rushing it. The recipe, or the person that put up the video, they said they cooked their chuck roast at like 2 1/4 until it reached 165 degrees. I'm probably gonna be shooting for 250, 275, because I would like to get this done at a decent time. Then they said they wrapped it up. Once they wrapped it up and then continued to let it cook. Oh goodness. They let it cook until it reached 195 degrees, and then they wrapped it up again in a foil pan and let it cook until it let it cook for like another 2 hours. I don't have all that time, so we're gonna see what I can do with this, the way that I won't have to get it done. I'm kind of thinking that once it hits 165, I might chop it up and put brown sugar in it and let it go for, I don't know, we'll see. We'll figure it out. Usually, if you're looking, you ain't cooking. But I had to come check on this. It's been an hour and a half. It's almost 5 o'clock. and we're sitting at just over 300 degrees as told by the thermometer. But the probe I have right on a grate near the meat is at 168. So I'm gonna crank up, I'm gonna open up the inlet just a little bit. It can stand to go up just a little bit. It smells pretty daggone good, and I'm not gonna open it. I'm not gonna open it. I just adjusted the time, excuse me, the temperature. I'm gonna leave it alone. I can tell you what though, it smells pretty amazing. Sammy's doing her job over there. All right, we'll be back probably about another half an hour or so. So one of the things I forgot to mention while I was out there, and I don't know if you saw it or not, but I have my thermometer set to 165, and you see the meats at 148 and 143 respectively, and we're looking at 268 at the grate. So we're getting there probably less than a half an hour, and it should be at 165. All right, so it's been 2 hours since I put these chuck roasts on, and let's see. The thermometer said they should be done about, and I have a glove here. Now what I'm gonna do is, these are at 165. I don't have any butcher paper, so I'm gonna take this thermometer out and this probe out. Whew. Yes, they're hot, in case you were wondering. And I'm gonna get this inside of a full catering pan. Ooh. Ah! This is real. It's hot. All right. And then last but not least, I'm gonna get these covered up. And I'm gonna get a glove and get the probes back down in there, and hopefully we can get it to 195 or so. Let's see if I can do this. Without killing myself. All right, so in the video, and I'm gonna crank the heat up. All right, so in the video, she cooked it to 165. Once she hit 165, she wrapped it up in butcher's paper. You guys, I don't really have butcher paper, so I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna put it in some the foil pan. I cranked the heat up. What I did was I opened up the inlet all the way on the big green egg, and I'm thinking the temperature will probably creep up, probably close to 300, maybe 350 degrees. I'm gonna let it go until it hits 195. Once it hits 185, I'll pull it in the house, I'll chop it up, I'll add some brown sugar and some barbecue sauce, and we'll see what happens later. All right, so I'm back out of the grill. I'm gonna get my handy dandy high heat, high temperature gloves on, and this, one of the probes was at 195 plus, and the other one was at like 190. So I'm gonna split the difference, and I'm gonna get this off and in the house so that I can chop it up, get some brown sugar and some barbecue sauce in here, and then I'll get it put back out here so it can sit for a couple more hours. Oh, I'm sure you're gonna ask, it was sitting, the thermometer on the big green egg was showing about 325, 350. The thermometer inside the grill, right at the grill grate, was showing just about 315 degrees. So for those of you who are gonna ask, I'll see you guys inside. All right, so I'm back in the house, and let's take a look at this. Okay, and that looks pretty good. What I'm gonna do is these juices that are in here, I'm actually gonna use them. I'm not gonna chuck those. Ha! No pun intended. Get it? Beef chuck. Alright. So we're gonna go ahead and get this sliced up. And I, thanks to you guys, learned about this trick. These cotton gloves will stop the heat. So we're gonna get the cotton glove on, regular glove on, and before I get in too deep with that, let's get brown sugar. Nothing special, just some light brown sugar. And I'm going to get this chopped up, cubed up. Alright, I can't help it. I'm going to sneak a piece. Whew. I can tell you guys that these smell pretty amazing. Let's get the other. Let that drip. Alright, so at this point, you guys saw me cut up the chuck roast. I'm just gonna kind of go by feel. We're gonna add a little bit of brown sugar, mix it up. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and add some brown sugar, and I'm just using some light brown sugar, which is what I had in the house. So we're just gonna sprinkle some on. I'm gonna put an even coating over everything. If I had to guess, it's probably a good cup, maybe cup and a half. And I'm just gonna use what I had again in the house. This is some Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. I'm going to coat everything. And then I am going to get something to mix all of this together. Actually, I think we'll just do it this way. I'm a firm believer of using my hands, especially when it comes to this, that you can get the feel for what you're doing. So we're just gonna mix this all together. Trying to make sure the barbecue sauce and the brown sugar is coated all over all of the pieces of the chuck roast. And this looks like, definitely looks like burnt ends already. Now, you guys saw me use the pan, and I'm using the juices, the au jus from the pan. Just break that piece up, it was a little bit big. The juices and everything from the pan are gonna stay in the pan. I personally think that this is gonna help to add a little bit more moisture. There's a big piece of fat. I'm gonna take this out just because I see it. Give everything another coat. Everything. Trying to layer it, get it all down into one single layer. And then I'm gonna get it put back out on the grill. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to reduce the heat in the grill and just let it simmer, basically, out there for another few hours. In the video, she said she let it sit for another 2 hours. We'll see how long this stays out there before I get impatient and want to go eat. All right, I'll be back when I get it back outside. All right, so I'm gonna get this back out here on the grill, and I'm going to bring the temperature down drastically. And I'm really just gonna let this sit out here for another probably 2 hours, and we'll see what happens when I get back.